let's get the ball rolling at Perth's McDermott Park for St Johnstone.
The ball has been rolled like it was Easter Sunday.
Yes, quite. Yeah, you would be a little bit excited to be there, being a St Johnstone fan yourself. Am I not right? You're a local boy.
I could throw a stone from my bedroom window, and if you stood here, it would hit you square onto your big head.
Thanks. Don't throw stones.
Third last season, yeah, so last season was
Third best
good.
team in Scotland last year. Third
Yeah.
best.
No one was expecting it.
No, I didn't expect it at all.
What do you think?
Especially after losing as many games as we did at the start of the season. You know, people calling for Stevie's head.
Yep. After a
And they
patchy
got it
end.
eventually after a nice compensation package. So yeah, good season last year.
Yes, this season, what do you reckon? It's going to be a tough act to follow.
I can see myself kind of pretty despondent by the end of it. You know,
Yeah.
survival is really all that we can hope for.
Yeah.
You know, we'll maybe have a cup run, but to the third round, nothing great.
You got to know your limitations, yeah.
You have to be realistic in this life.
There's no point in getting overexcited.
There's no point in, being overzealous, is there?
Yeah. You've got to be measured in this kind of predictions.
I don't think it'll be that special. Come on! One of the lads! Yes!
That'll be nice.
But not special.
That, my friends, is McDermott Park. Isn't she beautiful?
Beautiful and functional. The first post-war all-seater stadium purpose-built in the UK.
Those are the facts, everyone.
Yeah, big fact that. Anyway, not plying their trade at that magnificent ground, colloquially known as Legoland, will be quite a few players leaving this summer. Liam Craig, Gregory Taddy, Johnny Tuffy, Rowan Vine, Murray Davidson. A lot of big misses there, yeah?
Not Gregory Toddy!
Who's got a CFR Cluj? Who would have thought it?
And by the time you watch this, we will, in all probability, have been knocked out of Europe comprehensively by Rosenborg. Hold on, that's absolutely right.
Also, it's always reassuring when the person who's filming you gets a little bit bored by the people he's filming and just starts doing his own commentary.
Bollocks.
And final word on what was probably your best bit of business for the summer, bringing local boy David Witherspoon back to Perth.
Yes, David Witherspoon, 132 competitive appearances for Hibs, but never really found his position, got moved around a lot during his time there, and he's a local boy, he's a St Johnstone fan as a kid, and he's a great player, so really delighted to have him.
What's that round the corner? It's Easter Road, the home of the Highbees.
Too much Hibs turns to bibs.
That doesn't make any sense. A welcome break after being in Perth. We're now in Edinburgh to look at Edinburgh's only solvent club.
It's a wonderful place. John?
Yes.
I've got a fact.
What?
Hibs' record transfer fee paid was £700,000.
For who?
Ulysses de la Cruz.
That is literally the most interesting thing you've ever said to me.
Well, it's about to get better. In the Rebus books, Mr. Rebus, as he's called, is actually a Rafe Rovers fan, but on the TV show he's a Hibs fan. Turncoat.
You've just read the Wikipedia page, haven't you?
Yes.
She's just been told about the news about Lou Griffiths.
I actually visited Easter Road for the first time in my entire life last season.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, very much so. It was a lovely game because the team I support won, and it's quite a nice stadium actually. It's one of my preferred grounds in the SPFL Premier League as it is now.
A stadium fit for a king and the Proclaimers.
A stadium fit for a king and the Proclaimers, the most famous Hibs supporters. Although I suppose they're from Welsh, maybe we'd rival them.
And Inspector Rebus.
You need to stop doing this. Imagine you borrowed Tame Impala's latest album off someone. You knew before that they were good, but it surpassed all your expectations and you couldn't stop listening to it for months, barely ever starting a day without a wee whirl of temple-jumping psychedelia. Imagine you got so used to having that reliable brilliance in your life that you were actually quite miffed when your mate asked for it back because it belongs to him. That's what happened to Hibs this summer, with Wolves actually remembering that they own Lee Griffiths, the man who scored a significant chunk of Hibs' goals last term, and the man who scooped the Scottish Football Writers' Player of the Season. He'll be leaving behind a capacious and modern Eastern Road, within staggering distance of loads of nice bars. He'll also be leaving behind a team in Europe, or a team out of Europe, depending on the result of a tussle with southern Swedes Malmo, which I don't currently know the result of due to recording this in the past. In addition to a Europa League set to, Hibs prepared for this campaign with a trip to the south of Spain, although starting the season wasn't really the issue last time out, rather appearing to give up around the turn of the year onwards, with miserable form only punctuated by a run to the Scottish Cup final, which they lost. Despite this, High Bees shouldn't lose heart, eh? As securing the signing of Ryan McGivern permanently, while adding Owen Tudor-Jones, Liam Craig and pursuing the promising Lyle Taylor from Falkirk, Hibs appear to have one of the few top-flight squads which has been broadly strengthened rather than weakened by the summer break. That is, except for an attack. Manager Pat Fenlon has politely lamented the loss of Chef Kikuchi and Owen Doyle, but this seems a mere acknowledgement of their fragile self-esteem in the midst of the real damaging departure of the summer, with only youngsters Ross Caldwell and Danny Handling sticking around to pick up the goal mantle up front. Any improvement for Hibs this season will be predicated on filling this big old Griffiths void.
Mike.
That shit on it.
How many times can I say bike?
I thought you were just being weird. I nearly got killed.
Okay, Craig, one word answer. Where will Hibs finish in the season 2013-2014?
Somewhere between 2nd and 11th.
Can I ask you to be more specific?
Top 6.
And even more specific?
5th.
Excellent. Okay, once we've dodged Edinburgh's tram system, we will see you on the other side up in Aberdeen. Cheery bye. And as promised, the beautiful, unblemished sands of Aberdeen.
The northeast, because this is the real northeast, not Newcastle, which is actually in the Middle East.
Quite. We went to a cafe to discuss this.
Hi John. Hello Craig.
Hi Aberdeen.
Yeah.
We're in Aberdeen.
We're in Aberdeen, in Inverness, which is home of many of my childhood trunks, when I would argue about ice cream and just cry until I got to go home.
Aberdeen Football Club, one big family, and let's welcome its new dad, Derek McInnes. Hi, Dad.
Hello, it's not Derek McInnes, it's still John. But I am a big fan of Derek McInnes. He seems to be ringing the changes this summer, bringing in Robson, Flood, Wild, Shankland and Zola.
His new sons,
Moulding the sun in his own image.
Calvin Zola McInnes.
Thanks, Dad.
John, do you want to give us a brief history of Aberdeen?
Nothing. Fergie, nothing. Scotdale, 9th, 8th. No.
Wonderful.
John, it's me.
Hi, Craig.
We need to talk.
We need to talk about what?
We need to talk about Niall McGinn.
What would you like to know?
Everything.
Everything. He's from Northern Ireland and he scored loads of goals for us last season, but I don't think we can be quite so reliant on him this turn. I think a lot of the times our play was just kind of directed through him. We relied on him to take games by the scruff of the neck. And hey, we've got a new boy in town. We've got Calvin Zola, who's probably not as good, but hey.
Wholesome stuff.
Thanks.
You know, I say this every season, but I think it's going to be our year. I think it's going to be good. I think, top 6. Maybe European place. I know it's stupid, but
win?
maybe a cup win.
Maybe 2 cup wins.
Maybe 2 cup win. Why not? It depends on the draw, obviously. Why not?
There's no reason why you can't challenge the title, really, is there?
There's not. There's absolutely no reason. Celtic are selling players, Wanyama's away. They're getting weaker. They're going to get more complacent. They had someone to play for last season. I know people said they didn't, but they did because Rangers' first season away, they got to prove something. They have nothing to prove now. They've got even less motivation.
So Aberdeen for the Queen Street.
I see no good reason why not.
So, Aberdeen, where the present isn't much good and the past is. Let's talk present and past cult heroes with John Callan, genuine Aberdeen fan.
Genuine Aberdeen fan. Yes, I have the scars to prove it.
present and past, we're talking Russell Anderson then, aren't we? Because he was my favourite player when I was a child. I remember getting to touch his hand after an AFC soccer school when I was 14. I was probably too old for hero worship at that stage, but I still loved him because he was great. He's on the wane a little bit, past his peak perhaps, but still I love him so much. Well, that was all good fun. Good, wholesome, healthy fun up in Aberdeen, out in St Johnstone, and down in Edinburgh, Hibsland.
This was one of the best days of my life, and of course it all happened over one day, so I have to say it was one of the best days of my life today.
Excellent. Do please join us for the next part of this. I really hope you weren't put off by all our things. We will be doing more teams in the next instalment of our preview. Craig, say goodbye.
I gotta go now, bye.
Bye.